You think it's about being hot. You think it's about being wild in bed, knowing the tricks, keeping his attention with some perfectly timed photo or seductive line. That's what the world teaches you. Perform, give, impress, make him want you. But here's the truth, the kind that stings and sets you free at the same time. A man doesn't become sexually addicted to your body. He becomes addicted to the way he feels in your presence. And most women are so focused on being chosen, they forget they were never meant to audition. Addiction doesn't live in access, it lives in experience. A woman becomes unforgettable when being around her feels like entering a different world. A space where he doesn't just feel turned on, he feels seen, challenged, alive. When she stops orbiting his attention and starts owning her own energetic gravity. You want to know what leaves a man haunted? It's not what you give him in bed. It's what you leave behind when you leave the room. The echo of your voice, the scent that lingers in his shirt, the memory of how you looked at him like you already knew who he was and weren't sure yet if you wanted to stay. This isn't about playing hard to get. This is about becoming hard to forget. So if you're done being good to men who forget you too easily, stay with me, because you're not crazy. You've just been giving too much energy to men who never earned the experience of you. And I'm about to show you how to take that energy back and become the woman he doesn't just want, but needs. You ever notice how a man is obsessed until you give too much? He calls, he texts, he makes plans, he's intrigued, invested, curious, but the moment you lean in just a little more, make yourself a little too available, a little too eager, something shifts. His energy softens. His attention scatters. He doesn't ghost you, but the hunger is gone. That's not your fault. That's biology, psychology. That's the quiet science of anticipation, the first lever of deep attraction. Because desire doesn't live in certainty, it lives in space. Too much closeness too fast, it smothers the mystery. Too much validation too early, it dissolves the chase. Desire needs to breathe. Men are wired to pursue tension, not chaos, not games. Tension, that delicate edge of, I'm drawn to her but I can't quite figure her out yet. The ones they crave aren't always the loudest or most overtly seductive. They're the ones who know how to leave space. Not by being cold, not by withholding love, but by trusting that they don't need to give more to be more. That's what most women were never taught. You were taught to over-explain, over-nurture, over-prove. But men don't bond through certainty. They bond through emotional pacing, through rhythm, through wondering when they'll see you again. If he always knows what's next, he stops imagining. If he doesn't have to miss you, he forgets how. So you want to know how to create obsession? Don't give him more time, give him more memory. A look that lingers, a laugh he wasn't expecting, a goodbye that ends when he still wants more. He doesn't need more access to you. He needs more imprint of you. And if this is hitting you somewhere deep, if you're seeing the exact pattern you've been stuck in, pause for a second and hit the like button. Let me know I'm speaking to you. And make sure you're subscribed, because this is just the beginning. Now let's talk about the second lever. The one almost no one teaches, emotional and intellectual addiction. See, men might notice beauty, but they remember impact. They stay for the woman who touches more than just their skin. They stay for the one who touches thought. You know how rare that is for a man? To meet a woman who makes him think. Who doesn't just flirt back, but makes him pause mid-conversation and wonder, who the hell is this woman? It's not about being the smartest. It's not about reciting facts or having deep debates just to impress. It's about having texture, an opinion, a question that flips his perspective, a quiet confidence that says, I'm not here to agree with you, I'm here to see you. That's the secret sauce of feminine magnetism. Not being agreeable, being aware. When a man feels emotionally seen by a woman who doesn't chase, he's shaken in the best way, because it's so rare. Most people listen just to respond. But when you look at him, really look, and hear the things he doesn't even say, you create something that sex alone never could. You become the one who gets in his head and stays there. And here's the part most women miss. Sexual obsession doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts in the mind. In the stories he tells himself about you. In the moment he realizes that even if he tried, he wouldn't know how to replace you. Because he's never met anyone who made him feel like this. Not flattered, not validated, exposed, challenged, understood. The woman who creates that kind of emotional intimacy isn't chasing, she's choosing. Choosing who's allowed to enter her energy, who's earned a seat at her table. And that energy, that's what makes him crave not just your body, but your presence. You don't have to be everything to him. You just have to be something he can't find anywhere else. Now let's drop into the third lever, the one that makes everything else physical, sensory seduction. This is where addiction becomes visceral, not because of what you do, but because of what you leave behind. Your scent, your tone, the way you touch his arm when you laugh, just enough to be felt, but not enough to be explained. The echo of your voice in his memory when the room is quiet. The way your hair smells when he leans in too close. Those things, they're not accidental. They're how you mark him without even trying. Most women try to win men through effort, but the unforgettable ones, they win through impression, through subtle presence, through contrast. Touch isn't about quantity, it's about timing. It's about brushing past him on the way out the door and letting him feel something. Even if you can't name what it was, it's the light graze, not the heavy hand. Scent isn't about drenching yourself in perfume, it's about consistency. It's about having a fragrance that becomes yours. So later when he smells it on someone else, it hurts. Voice isn't about what you say, it's about how you say it. Are you speaking fast, nervous, trying to fill the space? Or are you letting your words breathe, letting your tone hold him? A slow, certain woman who speaks like she knows she'll be heard is a woman who is. That's the energy that imprints. Because sensory addiction is real. We don't remember content. We remember feeling. And when you master this, when your presence becomes a multi-sensory experience, you stop being the girl he dated. You become the one he remembers when he's alone. The one he dreams about when he's with someone else. The one who shows up in moments he never expected. In memory, in scent, in echo. He doesn't even know why. But you're there. And it's not because you gave more. It's because you left more. 3 levers. One truth so far. Men don't chase women who are always available. They chase the ones who are felt even in absence. The space between text messages. The pause before you kiss him. The silence in your gaze. That's where obsession is born. And that's only the beginning. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever felt like you were doing everything right, giving, loving, showing up, and still, he drifted? Tell me your story. Someone else might need to see it too. And if this has already shifted something in you, share it, like it, and stay close, because the next 2 levers are the real game changers. The ones that flip the power dynamic completely, the ones that teach you how to stop orbiting him and become the center of gravity he can't escape. You want to know what really changes the game? It's not anticipation. It's not touch. It's what happens when you stop giving your energy away and start pulling it back into yourself. The 4th lever is energetic self-possession, and it's the difference between being desired and being devoured. See, a woman who's rooted in her own life, her own passions, her own joy, she vibrates differently. She doesn't orbit him, she orbits herself. And when she walks into a room, you can feel it. That grounded feminine energy that says, I'm not here to be chosen. I'm here to see who aligns with the life I already love. That's what men can't look away from, because most women are taught to make space for a man. But the rare ones, the unforgettable ones, they hold space for themselves. You know what happens when a man senses that you're not waiting for him to text? That your joy isn't hanging on his response time? He starts to feel something most men never feel. Respect. Not just attraction, not just desire. Respect, because you're not reaching for him, you're radiating from within, you're not performing, you're existing in your full energy, and that energy becomes magnetic. Men chase what they admire, they stay with what challenges them to rise, and no man can become obsessed with a woman who makes him her purpose. He becomes obsessed with the woman who already has one. That's the paradox, isn't it? The more you return to yourself, the more he returns to you. And now we come to the final lever, the one that turns fascination into fixation. Feminine mystery. This is not about playing games. It's about allowing yourself to be fully layered. Most women are trying so hard to be understood, they flatten themselves. They explain everything. They reveal too much too soon. They rush to make a man feel safe, feel chosen, feel in control. But mystery isn't about confusion. It's about depth. It's the emotional contrast. It's the woman who can laugh like a girl in one moment and look at him like a queen the next. It's the woman who can be soft without being a pushover, strong without being hard, warm without being wide open. Mystery lives in that unpredictable energy, where he never quite knows what you'll say, where you reveal yourself in pieces, not all at once, where he's not sure if you're leaning in or leaning back. And that space, that uncertainty, that's where obsession starts to root. Because here's what no one tells you. Men don't fall in love with clarity. They fall in love with discovery. And when he can't fully figure you out, when you're not a pattern he's seen before, he'll try to solve you. He'll replay every conversation. He'll search for signs in every text. He'll keep coming back, not because you're withholding, but because you're unfolding. That's the power of contrast, of duality, of being a woman who owns both light and shadow, joy and stillness, fire and grace. A woman like that isn't just attractive, she's addictive. And here's the final truth you've been waiting for. A man doesn't become sexually addicted to a woman because of what she gives. He becomes addicted to what she awakens in him. Not everyone will be able to receive this version of you. The woman who doesn't overgive, the woman who doesn't chase, the woman who lives in her rhythm and doesn't apologize for her depth. But the right man, the one capable of obsession, of reverence, of craving you on a soul-deep level, he won't just notice you. He'll need you, not for what you offer, but for who you are when you've stopped trying to prove it. So stop shrinking, stop adjusting, stop giving more just to be enough. You don't have to chase intensity. You are the intensity. You don't have to manufacture mystery. You are the mystery, and you don't have to earn his obsession. You just have to return to your own energy and let him feel the gravity of who he's in the presence of. Because addiction doesn't come from access. It comes from experience. And the woman who understands that, she doesn't fight to be remembered. She simply is. So if this spoke to something deep in you, like it, share it, subscribe, because this channel is here to help you stop doubting yourself and start embodying your power. Someone else needs this clarity just as much as you do. And remember this, be the woman he can't stop replaying in his mind, not because you tried harder, but because you touched more than just his body, you touched his soul.